Season 5 of The Score, the Team Roping Journal's podcast, where we cover the roping industry from top to bottom. This is where the team roping world talks. We talk through tough subjects, we talk big wins, and we talk real issues affecting the community. I'm your host and editor of the Team Roping Journal, Chelsea Schaefer. Hey everyone, it's Chelsea Schaefer. I know you already heard from me once today, but Thursdays here at the Team Roping Journal, they're kind of like a catch-up day. We don't have as many meetings. The podcast goes out, we get lots of web stories up, but generally, they're a little bit more calm of a day than, say, Monday or Tuesday. So anyway, my husband had texted me that he was gonna rope this evening. He had somebody coming over for a roping lesson of some sort, so he asked me to go saddle his horses so they could soak a little bit, and I was bebopping in and out of the barn just on a little bit of a break when I looked at my phone and saw that Clay Smith had posted that he was winning Dodge City. I'm sure if you're anything like me, maybe you had just seen on Instagram or Facebook 2 days ago that Clay ran his first steer with his walking cast and broken leg, but anyway, I sent him a text and asked him if he had time to visit. And, of course, our conversation was, at least Clay's side of it. I don't think I said much, but Clay's side of the conversation and his answers to my questions were amazing. I was going to write an article about it, but since I recorded it, I figured I would go ahead and let you all hear from Clay Smith himself, who was winning Abilene in the first round of Dodge City in his first 2 rodeos back, about 5 weeks after snapping his leg nearly in half. I don't know if nearly in half is accurate. I think in half, pretty much, at Prescott. So enjoy this bonus episode of The Score with Clay Smith.
Your swing sets all that up. Wait, hi Chelsea, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
You can continue coaching whoever you would like to coach right now.
No. It's my right hand man this week is he's roping the dummy. Actually, I'm watching.
I gotcha. I edited all of the footage from that clinic you did at the Pitzer Ranch.
Oh, really?
And you are so into roping the dummy. Like, I watch a lot of people teach, but like watching you teach, you got so excited to jump in and show people how to rope. It was cool. It was different.
I don't know if I know anything about it. I just I do enjoy watching people rope the dummy.
That was funny. Like I said, I'd never watched you, but you were like far more enthusiastic than people who give clinics all the time. Like, anyway, it was different.
Well, I don't know if it's good or bad.
It's okay.
How you been?
Good. How about you?
Good.
I mean, was this the most time you ever got to spend home with one of your brand new babies?
Yeah, I got to hold baby Noah more than probably any of the other ones when they were that small. For sure.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like this hidden blessing, like in that.
It is. It really was. It's kind of hard. Like at first I was like, this is gonna not be bad, being here, and then I loved it, and I loved being with kids and stuff, and then I realized how hard my wife's job was pretty soon. Like, that's like, I don't know how she wrangles 3 of them like she does. It's like, I said, I don't know how she could do all that. And then it was like, well, it's so strange how when like in the summer, you want to be home until you go home, and then like you're home, you're like, man, I really wish I could go to some rodeos, It's like,
yeah,
so like a bunch of mixed stuff.
Yeah,
it was really nice to actually, when I finally kind of got to where it wasn't like in pain. Like, it was kind of nice to be home and watch the kids and sit on the couch, like just kind of spend time with them more. It was pretty cool.
It was probably your first downtime since you got hurt at the time of it. Like, was that the last time you took that long?
Yeah, I wasn't even down at all then though. Like, I went I heard it that weekend, and then like Wednesday, that was like on Friday or Saturday, and then I had to be in Houston, you know, like on the next Thursday or something.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even down. Like I didn't have. That was just a small bone. That was the fibula that I broke then, and so I've really never been down since I broke my back. Like when I was 15 or 16, and I was down for like 13 weeks, and then other than that, I've never really been down for anything. You know, so it's kind of crazy.
What happened? Did you get bucked off when you broke your back? I don't think I knew that.
I had a horse flipped over on me.
Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't a serious deal. I mean, I had to be in a shell for a big old plastic shell for like 13 weeks. Had to stand up or lay flat for like 13 weeks, and then finally I was able to get it off. Go back to roping. Maybe it was 15 weeks. It was a long time.
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
I hadn't been down very much, really. Been pretty lucky.
So how did, like, when I just saw your wife posted a video of you roping like the other day, and maybe 2 days ago, 3 days, like how long did you go, like how fast did you come back, I guess, once they gave you the go ahead, or did they not give you the go ahead and you came back?
No, I don't have it. Tandy, I went to see Tandy, and Tandy was like, he said that he didn't really have anything that I wanted to hear. He was like that he wanted me to start doing physical therapy on my knee and my ankle, because my knee and my ankle was kind of messed up, just swollen and stuff, and stiff, like really stiff and stuff. And so he said do physical therapy and this, that, which he just kind of told me what I need to start doing. So I just started doing it on my own. Then I had so many people that like brought me machines, brought me all kind of stuff, like people that was kind of motivating me, kind of pumping me up, and like ready, you know, getting me ready and stuff. And then when he told me all that, I was like, okay. I said, well, how long do you think, Tandy, until I could rope? And he's like, well, I mean, 12 to 15 weeks, maybe, you know. And that was 2 weeks after I broke my leg. And so, which was like, that was 3 weeks ago. He's like 12 to 15 weeks maybe. But then he told me all these exercises to start doing. And so when we left, told my wife, I was like, if he wants me to start doing these exercises, like, I think I can rope. Like, I can do those same thing on a horse, like, and make it to where I'm not putting no weight in it, and not like standing up in it and do this and that. And I think I can make it work. And I asked him, I was like, what about a walking boot with that? He's like, no, that don't really do anything. So but I have an orthopedic surgeon in Kansas City that I'm good friends with, and he's like a really good surgeon in Kansas City. Well, I sent him the x-rays, and I asked him, I was like, what's going to happen if I start walking? Or like, what are they afraid of? Like, he said, well, the screws that are in your leg, there's 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. It's like those could break if you start walking on it, or jump on it, or do something. That rod's not going anywhere. And he said the more you're on it, walking and stuff, you know, it will slow down. But he's like, then again, I say that, then he's like, you need to be putting your foot on the ground. Like, you need to be like, that helps heal it too. Like, you need to be putting a little weight on it, and you need to start, you know, doing all the exercise, the therapy and stuff, which is what Andy said. Then I asked him, I said, if I rig up a saddle where I can not put no weight in it, and I tie my leg where it's real still, and it may flop just a little, but I was like, what do you think about that? And he's like, if it don't hurt, then you're fine. And so I said, okay. So I went to rigging stuff up and went to trying to figure out what was the best thing. And then I had a friend of mine that pulled the legging out of my saddle and put a thin piece of leather in there. And then I had a neighbor that brought me a walking boot stirrup. And then Taylor ordered a walking boot. And I had all kind of people that was like telling me, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, take this, you know, take this, take this vitamin, take this, you know, just doing all kind of, I was trying to do everything, icing it, just shocking it, icing it, all kinds of crap, you know.
Okay, it's a bonus episode, but our friends at the Royal Crown are presenting it today. Their next race is the Royal Crown Race and Futurity Team Roping in Rock Springs, Wyoming, coming up next week, August 9th to the 14th. Holy cow, this thing is going to be huge. The tentative schedule, it starts Monday, August 8th. That's when they start all the roping. There's a breakaway, a calf roping that day. You got to check out royalcrownrace.com for the full schedule. I know Tuesday is lots of calf roping roping, lots of breakaway, lots of team roping. And then Wednesday is some more team roping. Thursday is going to be a futurity for the barrel racers. Friday, the big barrel race, the open barrel race. It goes on and on all weekend, the whole way through the 14th, Sunday, August 14th. It is an amazing event that if you own a Royal Crown horse, it pays just about double. There's so much money, over $1 million in Rock Springs. The barrel racing futurity is going to pay $600,000 to the riders. The roping futurity is going to pay $247,000 on each end. It's going to be just spectacular. I hope you're going to check it out. RoyalCrownRace.com. Don't forget, if you've got a stallion, you can get on that waiting list to enroll your stallion in the Royal Crown. And check out those Royal Crown babies. They are worth a lot more than the horses that without any incentives, that is for sure. At least, especially in the futurity game. Check it out. RoyalCrownRace.com. Thank you.
I was thinking I could come back this week is what I had on my mind, and so, but I needed to let Brock Hansen know because Brock was entered with Jake Long, and I was entered in the Kef Open. We had to do a little kind of, we had to do a little finagling, like, which I felt bad because I was entering the Kef Open, but I wanted Jake Long to have a run, so he's entered with Brock Hansen in case I couldn't come. Mm-hmm. That way Brock and him could rope, and I entered the Kef Open, and then so I need to let him know something a few days. Well, Saturday, I Saturday I wanted to go run a few steers this last Saturday to see what it felt like. Well, I run 6, and it didn't hurt, and I roped terrible, and I was worried about my leg. I didn't rope very good, but I was just kind of worried about the leg. But I got done. It didn't hurt, no swelling, didn't throb. Like, I was like, I think I'm gonna be okay. And then, so I told them, I said, I think I'm gonna be okay, but I need to rope one more time to make sure that I can actually have a chance. And so I went back Monday to a friend of mine's house, and I roped 3 steers, just how I would if I was at the rodeo. And I was like, okay, I think I can do it. I said, I think I can do it. So I called Brock and I called Jake and I said, hey, I can do it. And Brock's like, oh man, that's awesome. I said, well, I feel bad that I'm kicking you out, or he's like, no, that's what I was doing it for. And so Brock's so nice.
He's wonderful. Yeah.
He was encouraging me the whole time. He's like, dude, I hope you come back. I don't want to go. I want you. I'm doing it for you. And he was so cool about the whole situation. And so anyway, and then we came back, and it's so far it's been okay, but I'm really just thankful that I even have a chance to come back. So
yeah, that's amazing. Does it hurt at all right now? Are you?
No, it don't. No, it's not a comfortable thing, but no, it's not like dangerous hurting, or nothing like that. It's just kind of a weird feel. It's just like you have a leg on there, but you can't really do much with it, in the saddle, and I'm on crutches for a while. I'll be on crutches for a while, but
And are you tied in? Is your leg tied in there, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I have a magic seat, and I got a magic seat tied on my right thigh, and then I have string that goes. I put my foot in the stirrup, and when I put my foot in the stirrup, I tie a string to the D-ring of the front cinch to keep it from moving, and then I tie another string to the back cinch to the side of that stirrup that kind of opens my foot up, so it's like my toes a little bit more turned out, because that feels pretty comfortable. My toes turned in, it don't feel real good, so it turns my toe out. So I got string on both sides of the stirrup to keep from flopping and keep my toe turned out, and so it's I'm kind of tied in there too a little bit, but.
Oh my gosh. I didn't zoom in on the video or anything about when I watched the video. That's nuts. Were you thinking? Go ahead.
There's a lot of little things that I rode. So I rode before I roped, and so I was kind of riding around and kind of figuring out what we need to tweak on my saddle, and then I was like, we need to do that, and then I was going to put rubber on the top of my stirrup where it had some stretch, but then when I did that, it stretched too far, and it felt really weird, and so I took that off, and so we had to do 3 or 4 different kind of saddle swaps to get this feel to where it feels the way it does now, and that's kind of been the good feel, but
now,
there was a lot of kind of finagling.
I didn't really zoom in on that video. What horse were you on? That you felt?
I'm on Flinny.
You're on Flinny, so you felt comfortable enough on Flinny. Were you wondering if
the hardest thing about Funny is riding him out of the box because he leaves the box so
strong.
hard. Like
Yeah.
Right. But I felt like I needed the speed because he's the fastest horse that I own, and so it was like I needed to be on something that when I left there that was dang sure gonna catch up. I thought good enough, and he's done really good for me.
Yeah, because you
so
really
far.
use that leg if you reach at them, right? Like, do you really stand off and push off that leg if you have to reach?
Well, if it was the left leg, I don't think I could rope at all. But being the right leg, like a guy doesn't necessarily stand up in the right leg stirrup as much. You're in your left stirrup a lot, and so I feel like I have a little range. Like I could, I could have a little range. And that's what I practiced in the practice pen. I was able to go 2 coils or a little bit more, but it didn't feel as comfortable. Obviously, from like a coil away, it felt really good. But so I needed to be on something that was, had a chance of catching up all the time. So
did you? I'm trying to think. Like, do you have a spur on that boot?
no spur.
No spur.
No spur.
Okay.
Well, I could have put a spur on it, but I was like, well, if I put a spur on it, it's literally just going to be dangling there, like kind of tickling him the whole time. Like I can't use it really. Like it. So I just figured it'd be more in the way than it would do good.
Is there a horse of yours that you definitely won't be riding? Like, does Marty require a lot of right leg?
No.
Like,
No, he would probably be great too with left leg only. Like I'm really. I think all of them will be okay. I just thought this horse maybe was the best mix, maybe for right now. I actually thought about Marty sure enough, like at some of the bigger, one-headers and stuff, just because he would obviously he would pull and face automatically. Like I wouldn't have to, worry about facing at all. And so like that's the hardest thing too is facing. Like I had to kind of help Flinny around a little bit. Like he faces and I don't get bad flags, but like Marty faces as good as anything that I have. And so I thought, man, I might need that. But actually I've been able to face pretty good. It hasn't like affected my facing too bad. So.
Now, what about young horses? Did you sell everything since you couldn't ride, like your futurity horses and stuff, or do you still have stuff that you will be?
No, I got my futurity stuff, and I think I'll be able to. I think I'll be able to kind of maybe by then futurity, this fall, I think I'll be able to kind of get back after them and riding them. I've got some friends that some of them are taking care of them and, feeding them. And then I've got a couple buddies that are riding them, keeping them in shape. And like, I've had to have a lot of help here the last month, but.
Well, and I guess if you had been rodeoing, you wouldn't have been riding your futurity
Right, I
horses
wouldn't be there anyway riding them, right, exactly.
Yeah, so it's not that big of a deal.
No.
Now you're 30th in the world, it looks like right now. How do you feel? They're saying right now that it's going to take 75 to 80 to make it in the heading.
I could not tell you today, like I couldn't even tell you how much money I have won. I just know, like I was vaguely keeping track. Like I knew I was probably 10, 15,000 out. Like I knew as soon as if I could have a $10,000 week pretty soon, I was like, I'd be right back in the middle of everything. And so that's the reason why I have tried to kind of bust my tail to get back and do everything I could to get back at a decent time, because there's plenty of rodeos left. Yeah. And I've been to literally like 21 rodeos or 22 rodeos. So like I could go to everywhere that I could get to and not run out of rodeos. And so I knew if I could come back, but then the ultimate thing was like, I just didn't know if I could be able to compete, being back and being able to compete is two different things. Like I didn't want to come back if I didn't have a chance to compete. And so, but that's what it's just like, good Lord, I guess.
For sure.
Wants me to do something. I don't know, but it was kind of unbelievable what it's felt like the last couple of days, but I'm really happy.
Well, and I was just thinking a little bit about rodeo count when you said that. Like, how many does Jake have? Like, would you ever pair up with somebody? Like, I bet Paul doesn't have his rodeo count in. Like,
Jake hasn't. So like when I got hurt, Jake came home over the 4th, so like he missed all that. I mean, I don't know how many rodeos that was, probably 20 rodeos he probably missed too. So like he's got maybe 10 more than me, but
still,
he couldn't run out either.
Good. So. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, well, Paul was hurt at the beginning of the year, so like maybe Paul had rodeos left, but surely,
right.
I forgot about Jake just straight going home there for a while.
Right. So. He went home for a little while and then went back Cheyenne week and went to 5 or 6 maybe.
Yeah.
Then, but.
Yeah. Well, I am so glad that you are a kind of up and at 'em, but at least winning Dodge City. Did you just run one at Dodge City?
Did what?
Did you just run one at Dodge City?
Right, we wrote the second one tonight.
Oh, good. Okay.
We went to Abilene yesterday, and we're winning Abilene, and then we at Dodge this morning, and we're winning the first round at Dodge right now. But we're up our second one tonight. So.
Oh my goodness, you couldn't pick a better comeback, I guess.
Well, this Rodeo's Dodge would be a pretty good one to get a pretty good lick at, which is, I mean, obviously that's 2 more steers, but it's just nice to be able to maybe think that it was just for my confidence and for, me knowing that it's not going to kill me and that I might have a chance to win something. And for Jake's sake too, like I'm doing it for Jake too. Like I need to get Jake as much money won as he can too to get what he wants to get done. So
yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
Well, I am so grateful that throughout this awful process, Clay Smith has allowed us to be a part of it and to tell you about the grit that this kid from Broken Bow, Oklahoma has. We have enjoyed reporting on Clay over the years and absolutely hated to see this happen. So thank you all for checking in on this bonus episode of The Score, brought to you by the Royal Crown.